Babe? Yeah, they want more money. I don't know, hey? I've already sent so much this month, but they keep asking for more. And I don't know why Mama keeps giving him the card. I don't know. Because he just keeps squandering the money. Like every single time. He's just using the money. And what he uses the money on, I don't know. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep doing this. I mean, I want to help. I want to help. But I can't keep sending money every week, every month. And it just becomes more money and more money and more money. And when you ask what's happening with the money, they can't tell you. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep doing this.
I'm gonna try. Work till I die, till I die, till I die. I'm gonna fail and get up, 'cause I'm not giving up on my dream.
Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I'm Unpopular and this is How I Do Things, the show where you send me your questions and I'll let you know how I would do things. And I can take it as entertainment, use it as advice, use it, don't use it, do with it what you will. I'm just letting you know what I would do if I was in your shoes. Now, I don't know, this video, I'm approaching this with caution because it's a Chelete Tuesday and we can't speak about Chelete as black people without factoring in black tax, okay? So this video is going to be my unpopular opinion about black tax because I know black tax, okay? How I know it and why I know it and all of those things doesn't matter, but I know it. And it's a difficult one to talk about, and I have a very unpopular opinion about black tax, but it is my opinion either way. We honestly cannot even budget. We can't talk about money. We can't talk about how we spend money. We can't talk about saving money without this huge thing that's lingering over our shoulders about black tax. So I don't know, I feel like this video might make some of you just be like, screw this child, I don't like her anymore. Or it might just make you feel like, yo, okay, let's argue this one out in the comment section. Or it just might just sink in a little bit. Whatever it is, we all have our approach and our different ways to deal with black tax. And this one is mine. So if you have any questions that you want to send to me, head over to my Instagram at @Kopana and look for this picture right here. It is in my Insta story highlights. All you have to do is go to my profile. There's a little circle, it says how I do things. Click on it, you'll find this picture. Reply and let me know which question you want me to tackle in our next video, whether it is about money, beauty, being a woman, everything about being us, the majestic beings that we are, then I'll do a video about it. Now, let's not waste any time and let's get into this muggy topic of black tax. Number one, let's start with the who, what, where, when, and why of black tax. So many of us grew up in a not so privileged home, right? So we grew up in underprivileged or just below the privilege line, which means that when our generation gets into work, we become the first generation to really make some good income and have the opportunity to actually live in better areas, to drive cars, to finish university, to do things that our parents and some of our siblings may not have been able to do because we couldn't afford to do it. And this means that people have moved out from rural areas to go to more urbanized areas. People have moved from townships to move into the burbs. People are the first ones to graduate with degrees in their families. They're the first ones to earn above a specific income bracket. There's so many things that are involved in black tax and it makes so much sense, right? Black people have not been able to earn the way that we are earning these days, and we haven't been able to move into the areas we've been able to move into or to afford the things that we can afford. But what this then means is that we have family who are still living in areas which are not privileged, right? Underprivileged areas, or are experiencing a lack of income that is making their lives more difficult than it has to be. So because we are earning more income, it means that we are sending money home to genuinely help. To help with groceries, to help with paying for our siblings' education, to take them to university, to be able to help our parents out. Some people have parents who have now come into pension, and that pension is not enough to take care of our siblings. So black tax starts off as something that we are genuinely helping out because our parents and our siblings aren't able to afford the things that will help them better their lives, genuinely better their lives. How black tax then becomes a problem is that this money isn't always spent the way it should be spent, right? So you send money for groceries and it ends up being spent on other things. People may go drinking with the money. You send your siblings to school and they don't pass at school. They're not behaving at school. They decide to drop out of university with your own hard-earned money. And that's where black tax becomes a problem, because it just keeps getting more and more. It goes from 1,000 Rand a month of helping out to become a mandatory 2,000 Rand a month. And then it starts to become an expectation where at first you were helping out to say that, you know what, I don't want my little sister to go to this school. Let me pay for her to go to a better school because we want our family to do better, right? However, then it becomes an expectation that you are the one who's earning this much. You are the one who wants to help out. So you are the one who is going to send my child to the school. And it starts becoming this expectation that has been set on us. And that becomes a problem. Because you have your own family, or you have your own life, you have your own car, you have your own house, you have your own expenses, but you also have to carry the burden of the expenses of your family. And this is where black tax becomes a problem, because we can't budget effectively, because people want money, and we feel the obligation to give that money to help out. That's the basic of black tax. That's basically what it is, right? We can try and find Wikipedia to try and explain it, but that's basically what happened. That black people grew up in an underprivileged situation. That's how we grew up. That's how the world was set up. Our parents lived through apartheid and had to fight through that to get to where they are. So having fought through that, there are certain things that makes us come from underprivileged backgrounds. And because of that, now that we are in a democratic country and we have been graduating from university and we get better jobs, we have higher income, but the problems of the past still have to be fixed by income that we are making, and that's what we're trying to fix. So how are we actually going to navigate that and be able to live a life that we think we deserve from the money that we are working hard for, and still be able to deal with black tax? Okay, so now that we know what black tax is, and now that we know that, to a certain degree, it is needed. It is needed. It's not fair for you. It's not fair for you to go graduate, get a good job, and you're earning this nice income, and the rest of your family is still struggling. And you can help, so why shouldn't you help? Number 2 is that many people say the way to deal with black tax is to budget. However, a budget is not enough. Why? Because black tax goes from 1,000 Rand helping every single month with groceries to becoming a 2,000 Rand because now we need groceries, but also little sister needs to go to school. Then it becomes 3,000 Rand because now little sister's going to school, but she also needs the clothes to match to go to school, and she also needs to participate in this and that at school. And we also don't want to have DSTV compact. We need to have the full bouquet. So it goes from something as helping out to becoming something that we feel as though it's an obligation for us to send money for certain things, that if we don't send money for those things, we feel bad. And now we're terrible people and we feel as though we don't have the right to say no. Budgeting is not enough because there's always going to be demands. And when those demands come, it becomes very hard for us to say no. Because honestly, I do have access to the 1,000 Rand. Whether it is in my account or whether it is something that I have to go into my credit card or my overdraft for, the honest truth is I can get that 1,000 Rand. So why not? Because you just feel the obligation. You feel as though you can't say no. So that's why it feels as though saying that I only have a 2,000 Rand budget is not enough. Because I still have to learn to say no. I still have to learn to be able to manage my family. And even though I've set a 1,000 Rand budget, because I have access to the extra, I feel as though I can. So setting a budget clearly isn't enough. So what are we going to do? And this is where it starts to get very uncomfortable and unpopular. Number 3, you are part of the problem. So, understanding that the problem with black tax is that it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And the reason why a budget is not enough is because you are part of the problem. You, the person who is earning more, you, the person who has the capability to help the family, you are actually part of the problem. And I'll explain how. If you're unable to set a budget and stick to it, you're part of the problem. If you have already gotten into the habit that your family can ask for more money and go beyond your budget, and you always make a plan to get that extra money, you are part of the problem. You're part of the problem because your no does not mean no. Your no can be pushed. And it is very hard for you not to be pushed with your no, because you feel as though you can help, because you are being asked by your family to do it, because you're making people unhappy if you say no, and you don't want to make people unhappy by saying no, so you concede, you give over the money. That's how you become part of the problem. When it comes to black tax, the reason why a budget should work is because a budget tells you where you should draw the line. That your line is drawn at 2,000 Rand. And it doesn't work for you because you are constantly crossing the line. And you are allowing your family to push the line. And I know it's not easy to say no, because there are things that they are going to face. There are consequences that they have to face because they did not stick to their budget. But you don't want them to face those consequences. You feel as though it is unfair for my family to continue struggling if I've got access to the money. But the problem is this: your black tax is going to make you broke. And when you go broke, everyone goes broke. And that's a problem. So it is your job as the person who is able to earn the income to maintain a good financial state. If you lose your good financial state, your family struggles. So it is important for you to be extremely strict about your budget. Because if black tax gets you into debt, if black tax makes your money all go away, then black tax is going to be the thing that's going to make you go broke. And again, you go broke, your whole family goes broke. So the only way for you to avoid getting into a bad financial state personally is for you to be able to draw a line and to stick to that line. Faltering with that line, pushing that line, bending the rules, crossing the line builds bad habits for both you and, most importantly, with your family. I know, pressure. It just feels as though you must, right? Your mom is calling you and calling you and calling you, and she's asking and she's asking and she's asking, and you feel bad, you send the money. You've crossed the line. That is just going to continue to happen. And because they know that I know she'll get the money somehow, they don't know what you have to do to get the extra money. They don't know how much debt you're going into to get the extra money. They don't know that you're sacrificing your child's money to go give them money. They don't know that, right? They don't even know the details. They just have an expectation, so you must fill it. You are causing bad habits, and those bad habits are going to get you broke. I promise you. But honestly, not drawing good lines with black tax is going to get you into a bad financial situation. So you have to be the bigger person here. You have to be the manager of your money. You have to be the bad guy, unfortunately, and draw the line and stick to it. You know, not having money can raise a lot of problems. But learning to work around a problem without money makes you a stronger and better person. And honestly, your family will become better for it if you make them learn how to work within the budget. If you make them face the consequences of not living within the budget. It's going to be difficult for a while. It could be a whole year of difficulty of having to say no and stick to your no. But they will learn. And once they learn, you are all better off. And number 4, I'm becoming more and more unpopular. I can feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. Alright, we're talking about money. Let me be serious. Number 4 is that your lifestyle is selling you out. Your lifestyle is selling you out. And here's an example. So you have been sending 5,000 Rand a month to your family, right? And you now are very good at budgeting, so you said no. However, they ask you for an extra 1,000 Rand and you say no. But that very same weekend, you're at the Chisanyama, you're popping bottles. You're at the club, you're popping bottles. You bought a new car. And that's what usually happens with black tax. They see that, oh, she bought a new car. You know what that means? She's got the money. She's got the money. I'm not saying that you don't deserve a car. But many times our lifestyle is selling us out because we are making unnecessary financial decisions. We are undisciplined about our money. Therefore, our family becomes undisciplined about our money. If you are able to send 5,000 Rand home for black tax to help out, then you must be earning at least 25K, right? And in that amount of money, there is ill discipline. And that ill discipline you have with your money is teaching your family to also be ill disciplined. So if you want your family to be disciplined, you need to draw a line with how you live your life. Do you need a new car? No, you don't need a new car. Your car that you currently have is still beautiful, it still works, it still drives well. You just want a new car. Same thing your family is going to do. They don't need an extra 1,000 Rand. They want an extra 1,000 Rand. So the same way you behave with the car that you want is the same way they're going to behave with the extra 1,000 Rand they want. So if you want your family to become disciplined about sticking within the budget and to be disciplined in knowing that when you say no, it means no, you also need to be disciplined about your money. Your lifestyle is selling you out. You are spending 1,000 Rand on booze and partying every weekend. So why can't you send that 1,000 Rand to your family? I'm not saying that you shouldn't enjoy yourself. I'm saying that you just need to be more disciplined about your money. Your lifestyle is selling you out every weekend. You bought an unnecessary extra car. One individual doesn't need 2 cars. So now your family is thinking to himself, he's got money to blow. So I'm going to also blow some money as well. You have a sibling who you're sending, and I know this happens a lot. You have a sibling that you're sending to varsity, okay? And they're looking at you and they want to be you. But here's the problem. They did not see you studying. They did not see you working hard to get your degree. They don't see you going to work. All they see is you blowing your money. All they see is you partying. All they see is you shopping. So that's all they want. They want to skip all the hard work and get to the nice life. And guess what? You can pay for the nice life. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to quit school and then make you pay for the nice life. You have to reinforce certain good behavior with money. And it starts by you leading with example. If you do not do this enough, you need to start doing it, and you need to start doing it deliberately. Talk about your hard work. Talk about how hard it is for you to actually get to the position that you're in. Because there needs to be that association that this money doesn't just fall from the sky, it comes from hard work. You need to talk about your own disciplined approach to your finances. You need to talk about you sticking to a budget. Instead of you talking about how you're going to spend money, you need to talk about how you are saving, investing, and taking care of your money. You need to show that good money behavior is a priority to you, so that good money behavior is a priority to them. You need to talk about healthy financial decisions, healthy financial lifestyles, so that that behavior then goes on to them as well. Because if you're not talking about that, then it just shows them that you don't care about it. If you are not strict with your money to yourself, then you're not going to be strict with your money to them, and they're not going to be strict with their money to themselves. So the only way for you to spread good financial behavior is for it to start with you, and then it spreads onto them. But honestly, if you are going to be buying clothes left, right, and center when you don't need to, if you're going to be going out all the time when you don't need to, when you're buying a new car when you honestly don't need to buy a new car, then they're also going to do the same things. Drawing the line with a budget, drawing the line and saying no, the thing that's going to help to reinforce that is you being strict on yourself with money and communicating that with your family. Because that's then how it then starts to spread. If they know that, yo, I mustn't ask this person for 1,000 Rand, I better have a good story before I ask Sipho for money, because Sipho is very strict with his money. That's what you want. And that's actually what's going to help you build wealth, to be honest with you. People who build wealth are able to save more than they spend. The more your money increases at work, it's supposed to be money that you're supposed to be investing and saving instead of money that you're using to upgrade your lifestyle. And that's why lifestyle inflation is so important. If you have not watched the video about lifestyle inflation, the link will be up here, over here. So you need to be very disciplined about your approach to money if you want your family to be disciplined about it too. The biggest one of them all is number 5. Don't be afraid to be the bad guy. The hardest part about black tax is knowing that, to be honest with you, it takes a lot for an entire family, the whole family, so your mother, your father, and your siblings, right? Whether your father is there or not, and your siblings, to all get out from the position that you were in growing up from an underprivileged background, all right? It takes a lot. You're out, you've got your job, you've got your degree, you're working. Now your siblings also need to come up. However, it's very hard to get them to be as disciplined as you. You had different motivation to actually get you to the place that you are at as compared to your siblings, right? And to a certain degree, you are kind of spoiling them. But what you need to do is you need to be okay with not being, with being the bad guy. Because when you don't send the extra 1,000 rand so that, you know, your little sister can go do her hair when she goes to school, or you're not sending the extra 1,000 rand so that they can get the extra things at the house so that they can have the braai, or you're not sending, or you're not letting your little sister reapply to another university because she didn't want to do the previous degree. It becomes actually really hard to say no, because you know that your mom's not going to like you for saying no, and your little siblings are going to be angry with you for saying no. Or people are just not going to be happy with you saying no. Because yes, the lack of money does make life a little bit more difficult. But you have to let your family face a little bit of those difficulties so that they can become better for it. They will become better for it. Don't make them face unnecessary difficulties like not sending your siblings to varsity. But let them know that if you fail this degree, I'm not registering you for something else. You have to go find a job. Letting your mom know that if that guy loses his job again, I'm not paying for anything of his ever again. And draw the line and stick to it. And yes, you become the bad guy because you can help your little brother out, but you don't want to because he's being ill-disciplined and he's being spoiled. It is hard. And you will kind of be the bad guy for it. But it is a time period where we talk beginyana, just to, is the English word, we talk. You shall tell me in the comment section. But to hold back for a little bit. If it means that you have to get your little brother through high school over the next 5 years, and then an extra 3 years for him to finish his degree, 8 years of you holding back. It sounds like a lot, but let me tell you what happens of 8 years of you holding back. If you decide that through those 8 years, you're going to take him through high school, you're going to pay for the high school, you're going to pay for the varsity until he finishes, and be strict that if you don't finish this degree, I'm not registering you for something else, and you stick to it. During that time, when you're holding back your lifestyle, you're saving and investing a lot of money. A lot of money. People who actually look like they earn 10,000 rand when they actually earn 50, they are actually saving and investing 20 to 30,000 rand a month. Saving 20,000 rand a month for a year gives you 240,000 rand. 1 year. So imagine doing that for 8 years. Do you know your financial position after 8 years? I mean, that's about close to 2 million. It's crazy, right? So you need to make sure that you hold back a little bit on your lifestyle while you're getting your family out of that underprivileged state. So help your family to get out of that. But in that process, I know you're tired. You've worked hard. You've studied. You've worked hard to get into the position that you're in. And you really want to move into that big house. And you really want that car. And you really want to go traveling the way that you want to travel. But if you hold back just for that period, just enough to make sure that everybody's able to stand on their feet, your stack that you have grown during that time of holding back could be enough for you to retire. I would do that. It's a good payoff. It's not easy. And to a large degree, it's not fair. And I understand that. A lot of life is not fair. But you can make the decision to make it better for yourself by taking this approach. Holding back during that period while your family gets out and gets up on their feet puts you in a better position. Because after that 8-year period, do you know what's going to happen? There will be no more black tax. or you won't be alone in the black tax, because it will you and your sibling both contributing to help your mom. It's not just you alone anymore. But if you decide that you're gonna upgrade your lifestyle, you're gonna not draw a line in terms of black tax over that 8-year period, instead of you saving 2 million, you are gonna lose that 2 million because you are busy not drawing a line. You are letting your little brother or little sister drop out of school, and you're paying for them drinking on the weekend. If you don't hold back, then that's what's gonna happen. Look at the opportunity cost of what you're doing. If you decide to hold back for 5 years, hold back and save that money instead of spending that money on your lifestyle, your family will grow good money habits. They will learn how to manage their own money. They will learn how to make their own money. And then they will get on their feet. And overall, you'll end up spending less and less and less money on lifestyle tax. That is my unpopular opinion about lifestyle tax. It's not easy, guys. It's not. But you have to draw the line. And you are kind of going to be the bad guy. But after that 1, 2, or 5 year period, everyone's going to be better off for it. It's tough. It's tough, I know. Let me know in the comment section down below. I know, it's tough. But you have to draw the line. And you'll be much better for it. Alright? Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Yeah! Don't come at me. Or come at me, do what you want. But that's all I have for lifestyle tax. Not lifestyle tax, black tax. Right? And that's what I've been building over these Chalete Tuesdays. Go back and watch all of the Chalete Tuesdays. By the time you get here, all your questions will be answered. Alright, that's it for how I do things this heavy episode. I hope that you subscribed. I hope that you like this episode. And I hope that you leave your comments down below about what you want to find out or hear in our next Chalete Tuesday. But until tomorrow, 7:30, when we have another live premiere, I'm Kopane Shimange, and this is How I Do Things. Hey gorgeous. Thank you so much for watching Chalete Tuesday. I really enjoyed these ones, and you guys seem to enjoy these too. So if you have any questions, don't forget to leave it in the comment section down below. You can click on this face right here. That is actually the subscribe button. So click on it and subscribe to my channel because it's completely free. And if you have not gone to my website to download some of the free resources that I have for you, here's the address right here. Just click on it. It's free. Until next time, thank you so much for supporting and becoming part of the Gorgeous Gang. Mwah. Bye.